Deep in the heart of Bamboo Valley, nestled among towering green stalks, lived a panda named Pando. Pando wasn't just any panda. He was incredibly gentle and soft-hearted. His favorite thing in the whole world was to sit quietly and listen to the cheerful sounds of the forest, the birds singing their morning songs, the rustle of leaves as squirrels chased each other, and the happy gurgle of the nearby stream. To Pando, these sounds were the forest's heartbeat, a beautiful symphony of joy. But one week, something strange happened. The symphony stopped. The cheerful sounds were replaced by a heavy, uncomfortable silence. Soon, that silence was broken by something much worse: arguments. Pando heard the birds squabbling over the juiciest berries, the squirrels chattering angrily about who found a nut first, and even the sleepy badgers grumbling over the best spots for a nap. The forest, once a place of harmony, was now filled with discord and unhappiness. The air felt thick with frustration, and Pando's soft heart ached. He missed the laughter, he missed the songs, and most of all, he missed the feeling of togetherness. Pando couldn't bear to see his home like this. He sat under his favorite bamboo tree, munching thoughtfully on a stalk, and wondered what he could do. He couldn't force everyone to be friends. He couldn't make them share or stop arguing. Then, a wonderful idea sparked in his mind, as bright as a firefly on a summer night. What if kindness was like a treasure? Not a treasure you dig up and keep for yourself, but a treasure you collect and then give away. He decided right then and there to become a collector of kindness. He would gather up as much as he could and spread it all over the forest, like scattering seeds in a garden. With his new mission, Pando set off. His first opportunity came almost immediately. He saw a tiny baby rabbit, standing on its tiptoes, desperately trying to reach some tender green leaves just out of its grasp. The little rabbit was getting so frustrated. Pando ambled over, and with one gentle nudge of his big nose, he bent the branch down low. The baby rabbit's eyes widened in surprise, and then crinkled with happiness as it nibbled on the delicious leaves. Pando felt a warm glow inside. That was his first piece of kindness treasure. A little later, he came across a family of squirrels chattering worriedly. Their winter stash of nuts had been smaller than they'd hoped, and their tummies were rumbling. Pando looked at his own pile of fresh, juicy bamboo shoots. He had plenty. Without a second thought, he broke off several of the most tender shoots and offered them to the hungry squirrels. They hesitated for a moment, surprised by the gesture, but then gratefully accepted his gift. As they ate, their worried chattering turned into happy chirps. Another piece of kindness treasure collected and shared. As he wandered further, he heard a faint, distressed peeping. Following the sound, he found two young birds, lost and confused, far from their nest. They had been exploring and had flown too far. Pando knew the forest like the back of his paw. He gently guided them, pointing with his nose and making soft, reassuring sounds, leading them through the tangled branches and back to their worried mother. The mother bird sang a beautiful, thankful song for Pando, and that song was the most precious treasure of all. But Pando didn't stop at big actions. He realized that kindness could also be small and quiet. He spent the afternoon carefully crafting tiny notes out of thin bamboo strips. On each one, he drew a simple, happy picture: a smiling sun, a flower, a friendly leaf. He left these little notes all around the forest, tucked into a hollow log, resting on a flat stone by the stream, and hanging from a low-hanging vine. He didn't sign his name. The notes were just simple, anonymous reminders of gentleness and care. Slowly, almost magically, a change began to ripple through the valley. The baby rabbit, full from the leaves Pando had helped it reach, noticed a line of ants struggling to carry a heavy crumb. Remembering the panda's help, the little rabbit used its nose to gently push the crumb along for them. The squirrels, no longer hungry, found a fallen nest and worked together, chattering cheerfully, to help a family of wrens rebuild it. The birds Pando had guided home saw a lonely fox cub and sang their sweetest songs to cheer it up. Animals who found Pando's little bamboo notes would smile. The simple drawings reminded them of a time when the forest was happy. It was a small thing, but it was enough to soften their hearts. The badger who found a smiling sun note decided to share his cozy napping spot with an older raccoon. The fox who was comforted by the bird's song later shared her berry findings with a slow-moving tortoise. One act of kindness sparked another, and another, and another. It was like watching a single candle light a dozen more, until the whole room is filled with a warm, gentle light. The forest began to glow again, but this time, it was with the warmth of friendship. Within just a few days, the heavy silence was completely gone. In its place, the beautiful forest symphony returned, but it was even richer and more joyful than before. Laughter echoed through the trees, happy songs filled the air, and the sunshine seemed to shine brighter, as if it too were smiling down on the valley. The animals were not just coexisting anymore. They were a community. They shared their food, helped fix each other's homes, played games together, and comforted anyone who felt sad. Pando sat under his favorite bamboo tree, listening. His heart felt so full it might just burst with happiness. He was listening to the sound of his treasures being shared. He realized that the most important thing about kindness, it wasn't something you find and keep locked away. Kindness was a magical force that only grew stronger the more you gave it away. It wasn't meant to be held. It was meant to be spread. And as he looked around at his friends, living in harmony and happiness, Pando, the panda, knew that when everyone shares a little bit of kindness, the whole world becomes a brighter, warmer, and more wonderful place than you could ever imagine. Thanks so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Pando's adventure, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales. See you next time.